Wassalamu alaikum, everybody. Marcio here again after a few months of hiatus. I was appointed today to introduce to you guys two new brands that we at Kalyan Maison have brought to you, and here they are. First one is BlackBurn, and the second one is Overdose. Now, don't let the name fool you. Overdose, it's not gonna, get anything crazy, but from trying this before, Overdose is definitely a little bit stronger than BlackBurn, and that's just what I felt, that's just what my friends felt, and all of our guests in Kalyan have felt as well. Now, I'm not a shisha reviewer, if I'm honest, so I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. We've got quite a lot of flavors for both of them. Obviously, some of the other brands that we have reviewed here in the past. We carry quite a lot of them, but with a focus on here today, these guys at BlackBurn can be quite tricky if you're a consumer, like most of the time I am, even though I work in a shisha business. These two, they come in a 200 and a 250 gram packaging. Now, this is a 200 and then this is a 250. They look exactly the same. I'll teach you a quick quirk, a quick trick to let you guys know how you can find it so you get the best value for your money. It's right here, very tiny 250 and very tiny 200. Now, as of today, we at Kalyan are offering about 33 flavors of BlackBurn, and about 9 of Overdose. You might ask, oh, but why 33 of one and 9 of those? It's none of your business. That's just how we felt it was the best. It's mostly due to availability in the market. There's more BlackBurn than there is Overdose. Now, as a shisha smoker from South America, from Brazil, I like to make things a little bit easy for me, lazy at nature, being South American. So today, I'm gonna prepare both of them for trying to make a fair comparison on a kind of medium heat, medium strength bow. One of this beauty here that you can also find on Tokopedia if you wanna get one for yourself at home. Very nice. And then I'll give you a quick overview, a quick rundown of what I feel firsthand on the differences of them. Now let me go over some of the flavors that I have pre-selected here for me to try. Not these two. There we go. One of them is Bali mango. Bali because obviously we are in Indonesia, although not in Bali. And mango because I like mango. This one's what? Fig lemonade? Nope. And frutella. Frutella. Have you guys ever tried that sweet frutella? That's exactly what you're gonna get if you were me right now and if you could smell this. Now, having a quick look at just their leaves, of course it's a black leaf tobacco, so it gives you a little bit more of intensity, a bit more of nicotine. If you want to get a bit buzzy. No, I'm just joking. It doesn't get you buzzy or anything like that. It's just nice. Very nicely chopped. Again, I'm an amateur at making shishas. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make them very nice, and because there's no need for chopping around and figuring out where the moist is or the molasses or whatever name the guys give. But fairly easy to go. You want to make one bow full of one. Happy days, go ahead. If you want to mix them, who am I to say you can't? So I'm gonna mix these two and see what happens. All right, folks, so we have just finished preparing these. I'm just gonna take these cute little mufflers off. We just use them to accelerate the preparation a little bit. Now, another part of this comparison that we thought was fair to show to you guys is basically to put the heat on both tobaccos at the same time. So on this side we have Overdose, on this side we have BlackBurn. Now, since we've waited about the same time for both, I'm just gonna do a quick test on either one of them and share some sort of first impressions on how quickly each one of them gets ready for your session. Okay, this was Overdose. Pretty, what's the word? Pretty shallow smokes. Pretty, scattered. Not. It's just not smoking quite well yet. Maybe you have to wait a little bit more, a few more minutes, but let's try it again. I remember the word. Very thin smoke. We're looking for thick, we're looking for clouds. Now let's check BlackBurn and see if they deliver any sort of result. Okay. Let me remind you guys that I prepared both, yeah? And this is already a lot more cloudy than your Overdose with the same amount of minutes. albeit 30-second difference between when I first smoked this to this one. So if you like to have a lot of clouds from the get-go, go for BlackBurn. If you like to wait a little bit longer, you want to cook your Indomie, or you want to go to the toilet and do your business, choose Overdose while your charcoal gets ready. Now for the actual taste, let me get started with BlackBurn first. So like I said earlier, I've chosen the strawberry coconut and cheesecake. I can already feel some hints of the cheesecake flavor, albeit a little bit more cheesy than some of the other brands. This almost reminds me of cheese puffs or super rings, like the chips super rings, and not so much of cheesecake. I personally would prefer something like a Duft Tobacco with their cheesecake. I know we're not reviewing any of the other brands, but they give a more authentic dessert cheesecake flavor, and that's maybe what I had in my head coming to this preparation. Although I can feel the strawberry flavors quite well. The flavors are quite there. The accent on the flavors are quite good, being it that it's a black leaf tobacco. So happy days. Hopefully one day I'll receive the uncle title for my shisha preparation skills from Willy, but let's go back to Overdose and see what's going on with this. Okay, it's getting a little bit thicker, just the way I like. Oh yeah, thanks for the assistant there, Let's put back this little muffler. Let's see what goes on here. See if we can get the heating element a little bit faster on this one. Okay, that's really good. Now, I've tested this before. Not today though. This is my first time smoking them today. Overdose from the get-go is a little bit stronger than BlackBurn. You can, again, you're not gonna feel buzzy. You're not gonna feel like, ooh, what's going on, but you feel that there's a little bit more strength when you start smoking Overdose as compared to BlackBurn. But the flavors are there, not as accentuated as this one, I would say. BlackBurn is a little bit more of a flavor on your face kind of thing, almost like if you take a piece of gum and eat it instead of just eating the mint directly from the tree. But overall, great flavor. Personal preference for today, I think I would go with BlackBurn just because it gives me more flavor. I'm not the kind of smoker that would smoke for 15 hours in a row. I just like to create bowls every 45 minutes if time permits. If not, I'm just not gonna smoke anything. I'm just kidding, of course I'll smoke. But yeah, for my choice for today, BlackBurn as compared to Overdose. But then again, for the guys who have stronger lungs, who have more time to spare and more time to wait for their bowl to be ready, just go with Overdose, and there you go. Let me add on to that trick. Before I get onto that I was just told about, of course, it's the most truth of the world. It's written in the Bible as well. If you guys have ever read the Bible, I haven't, but I've seen it on Instagram, so it might be true. If you like any of these bongs that you're seeing here, they are available for you to have at home, so it's a nice decoration piece. Now, let's say you came over, you went to your e-commerce, you purchased it from us, or you contacted us directly on Instagram or WhatsApp, and you're like, hey, look, I want 50 kilos of Overdose, I want 200 kilos of BlackBurn, or the other way around. You find yourself on a Sunday morning, you don't know what to do. You're putting flavor all together. You're putting 15 charcoals on your kalud. You're making a barbecue out of your shisha session, and you just don't know how to get it right. Come to us. Currently we're in Panglima, Polim. I don't know the full address. It's gonna be on the description, but it's in Jakarta Selatan, next to everything. If you're nearby Plaza Senayan, come over. If you're nearby Casablanca, come over. If you're nearby Bekasi, also nearby, no problem. Just, if you have any difficulties, my point is, come to us, and either one of our shisha masters will make an incredible bowl for you with your preferred choice of tobacco. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you next video.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice boy.